We are live. Let's do something like this. Let me pull up the YouTube chat for the peeps. Deep. What am I doing? View channel. Here we go. We're live. Okay, so I'm not gonna go live that long today because today is a great day. I got funded. As y'all can see, I got funded today. So I'm not gonna go live super duper long. I actually just want to talk about my strategy and how low key it's giving 98 to like 99% accuracy. It's giving a lot of things. So I just want to talk about. Thank you so much. I'm so happy. I'm so excited. But let's talk about it. I am going to trade tomorrow. I know this morning on live trading I said I wasn't sure if I was going to trade tomorrow or not. I am. My credentials aren't working anymore. They sent me the same credentials once I bought my Express funded account. And I tried to log in Trader and Rhythmic and it said no. So I will probably be trading my live account with real money tomorrow. And but I was going to plan on trading my live account with my funded account anyway. So I'm back to focusing on the live account, and then the funded account is just there, and I'm getting paid either way. So I don't know if I'll be able to trade on the funded tomorrow. I contacted support, so we'll see what they say. If anyone has advice for how to connect their Express funded account to NinjaTrader, let me know or DM me later. Your work, you need to thank me. Thank you for teaching. Of course. So yes. So I don't know if I'm going to be showing my P&L anymore because it's real money. I've always been transparent about the real money I make. However, I don't know. Social media is weird now. All right, let's talk about the trade we had. Shitty price action, but actually not that. I mean, it was shitty, but it wasn't. Okay, so we had ES over here. I started watching ES halfway through this move just to see if we needed to sell early after the shitty price action. This low is the low we wanted, which it was this low on ES. If I turn my sessions indicator on, you'll see the matches. Honestly, sessions indicator will help you find SMT the best because you'll know like this you could have thought was this low and like, oh, they're going the same. But no, look at the London session, ES swept those lows, we did not. Prime SMT. I know someone in my live this morning was waiting for it to hit here. I didn't think we were gonna go that low, but I did originally want it at this low. I sold once I was funded, it was like 950 or something. What did we get? I got on the chart at 10 o'clock. This is a big 4-hour fair value gap. For those who need to see it, I hate when it does that. We were up in this big fair value gap here, and we bounced off of it. This is why I love my strategy. The 4-hour candle is the biggest candle of the day. It gave you two moves today. It gave us a down move and an up move, which has been happening a lot this week. Last week, we get the move and it runs down for us in the 4-hour span. It runs down the rest of the day or runs up the rest of the day. But lately, we've been getting, even yesterday, we got a nice down move that we took at 10 o'clock. And then around 10:30, it reversed back up for a bigger move of the day. We got the same thing today. So you could have took both if you wanted it. I took the down trade and then it reversed for the bigger move of the day, which is still the second half of the 4 the 4-hour 10 a.m. candle. So as I'm saying, this is the only candle you need to be trading. This candle. I'm actually about to make a YouTube video about it after this. And two, why the strategy is so profitable and why we're all killing it on my lives. We're reactionary traders. Every live, every back test I do, everyone comes on the chart and they ask me, what do you think we're doing tomorrow? What do you think we're doing tomorrow? What do you think we're doing at the end of the week? I'm going to say it for the 100th time. I don't give a flying fuck. We get on the chart and we see where we're at. I like to trade for a short amount of time. We did trade for a long period of time, and I'm going to show you all the things. I know it's a lot marked here, and it looks crazy, and I'm going to explain to you why. So, this was... Where's my 10 a.m. open? I had... Not my 10 a.m. open gone. Okay, well, 10 a.m. was here. We opened... Always mark the 10 a.m. open. You know why? Because one, we traded up and below it like 3 times. Prime ICT was our shit today because the people were all over the place. Patrick Whelan lost a bunch of money today. Let's talk about what we saw. We got our push off. This was 9:45. 10 o'clock candle was doing a lot. It ran up first. Stopped out these 9:45 highs. and then give us this big displacement candle. Then we got in. Why? I marked these 3 pink lines. These 3 pink lines are, if your order block trader, change in the state of delivery is this white candle here. That's the order block. If you're a market structure shift candle, this swing low, the last swing low made, we need a candle close below that. If you're an inverse fair value gap trader, we waited for this 3rd pink line was the inverse of that 5-minute fair value gap. This one right here. Those were those 3 lines. I got in candle close with the spread. I got in a little lower, candle close below. It wound up tapping everyone back in. So order block traders usually wait and you wait for it to come back up to here, the order block. Fair value gap traders, you could have had your order set here for a way better risk to reward. Some days it just runs down like it did yesterday. Yesterday it just ran down and left y'all. That's why I don't do OTE anymore. But if you waited for OTE, because technically you should wait for OTE, I guess. And if it doesn't happen, get in later. But then your entry is worse than mine. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know who wins more in that scenario. Maybe I'll backtest it later. Whatever, we'll both eat. So I gave y'all all that. Then we came up and tapped into a 1-minute fair value gap on here. Stop loss was above this candle. And then we just traded shitty for like an hour. Like we just was bouncing off these gaps, ping-ponging. And then the person in my chat who was waiting for these equal lows way at the bottom, which we didn't get, we were both like, I told people in my chat this morning, I said, you can come and move your stop loss here if you want, because that's a new high made, or move your stop loss here if you want. But I did not, because I said, I'm still confident in my bias that we're going down. I am. I was still confident. Some people weren't, and they sold early and are sold for small losses or small gains. I said, I went away, and me and the person waiting for those equal lows down here, we both said, now we want a liquidity sweep of these 2 swing highs that was just made. That's prime ICT. That's where the prime ICT kicked in. We had a liquidity sweep, and then we finally got our move 2 hours later after our entry way over here. It is what it is, it happens, but then we finally got our move. We came down, I sold. I knew ES was hitting these lows, and I was hoping it pushed through it instead of wicked here, because when it wicked here, we were at this pink line. Once ES got to this low, we were at this pink line, and I was ready to sell there for like a $500 gain if I needed it. But once we pushed through it and had another small candle, because like I said, once this candle closes under this fair value gap, which was this candle, we're going to get one more candle. That's something you need to know on the 15-minute chart. Where is it? Where was today? Once it was a long candle, we're going to get one more candle. So we got one more, it was a smaller candle, and then this is your SMT. And that's why I said you kind of need SMT, but you don't. I didn't start watching ES until I just wanted to see if we needed to sell here. That was all. Sometimes ES will tell you that. And then we reverse for SMT. So you could have got in, honestly, right here with the SMT, like after this blue candle closed, but most of us would have just sold at this blue candle anyway. Now, if you're holding for like a pullback to go high, you would have lost a lot of profit. However, we did move our stop loss to break even at that point, so you wouldn't have lost any money today. You just wouldn't have made any money today. Once we broke below this pink line, we moved our stop loss to break even. Great trade, reactionary. S&T, so I am going to go back to watching ES tomorrow. I hate watching ES, but fuck, you kind of have to sometimes, because my profit wasn't that long, though. I wasn't taking it that long, but if you had a plan on taking it that long, I just felt like with the price action we had, you didn't need to take it all the way down, and you don't need S&T for that. You can just, you know. So I'm going to show y'all, I don't want to backtest today. I want to show y'all just what this looks like over and over again on the 4 hour. 10 a.m. candle, biggest candle of the day. This was Monday, yesterday. Then today, Tuesday. All you need to do is you'll get on the chart at 10 a.m. and the candle will either be up here or it will be down here, and you just take it. Like even this candle was still blue today, but we caught sells. You see what I'm saying? And we were in a, oh, it was a daily fair value gap. Yeah, we were in this daily fair value gap. What was that gap I drew? Was it an hourly one? Yes, okay, it was an hourly one. We were in this hourly red gap. And then you just waited for a reaction off of that gap. And that was the move we got at 10 o'clock. reversal, and then you got another one. Same thing yesterday. Hour gap. You waited for us to move out of it. There was a 15-minute one that we had that was not as low as this for us to get a better entry. If y'all need to see what that is, it's just because your entry would have been way down here if you waited to get out of that gap. But I'm gonna show you on the 15-minute, we had a smaller gap. So we got in our trade once we inverse this pink line, which is a little bit more ticks under the this line. But either way, you could have gotten at this and then took it for those 2 candles, those 2-3 candles. So you know what I'm saying? Like, don't get obsessed with the entry. Yes, your stop loss will be kind of big though if your entry is a little late. It happens all the time. Now, on days like Friday, we got a beautiful continuation. So that's why I'm like, once I started doing this overall bias time frame 4-hour candle thing, now I know when to play continuations and when to not. This was a clear continuation day. You want to know how? Swept these Asian and London highs. Low consolidation. This is a prime ICT power of 3. Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. 9:30 traders had a better entry. As soon as that candle closed, right at 10 o'clock, I got in right at 10 o'clock. Took it 2 long candles, boom, good sell. Easy continuation day. Easy. This is what got me funded, y'all. I promise you. Let's see what it looks like on the 4-hour. This was the 10 a.m. That was Thursday. A way far away day, actually. What? Where are we? Here we go. Friday. Look at this. The biggest candle of the day. What is it? Friday, 10 a.m. 4-hour candle. This is all you need. What's good, Uncle Ruckus? What time frame is this? Well, I'm switching different time frames, but you just want to catch the 4-hour candle. That last time frame was the 15-minute. Okay? You just need to catch these 4-hour candles. That's it. And that's the best part, because then you can get on the chart and you only need to catch the first 2 hours or the second 2 hours. You'll get a trade both times, as we saw all week. We got a good 10 to 12 trade, a good 12. I've seen a lot of people on TikTok Live trading that 12 p.m. trade, which is funny because it's London, that's New York lunch. All you need to do is, this session indicator is free. Yes, it is free. It's the best indicator fucking ever. It is ICT sessions. So you have to make, it's your ICT kill zones, but they should already be set for you. If you don't know ICT kill zones, it's 8 p.m. to midnight for Asian, 2 to 5 for London. New York, I put mine at 8:30 to noon, but you can do 9:30 to, you can do whatever you want, honestly, for New York. But I personally do 8:30. Some people do 7, and then lunch is 12 to 1, but this is 1:30, 12 to 1, and then 1:30 to 4. I really do 1:30 to 4:30, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what they are. So you can, and that's, I trade session liquidities. A lot of people trade daily liquidities, but sessions hit more often than daily. Like I just said, like, I am one of those people who, for my strategy, I want what happens the most, and that's all I want to focus on. Like, obviously, there are days where we take out a daily high and low. It's obvious. You'll see it. But for the most part, sessions will hit more than daily. So if you're hoping for daily, you won't get your, you might not get your run. So there's just that. So I just do sessions. Same with like 10 a.m. I focus on 10 a.m. now because I get a good setup more often at 10 a.m. than other times. But you can do this whatever you want. You can do 9:30 if that's your time. You can do just the 12 p.m. But you just need to make sure you catch something. But for me, I think 10 a.m. is the best, because then you're ready for this. And if you want to trade the end at noon, you can. 20 EMA, no, I do the 15 EMA. My EMA is 15. I like 15, but someone today was using the 21 and it was holding for us. How can I know New York time in my trading chart? USTC4, and my MAC is still set to New York time because I was living in Georgia before I moved, and even though it's weird, I don't drop ship anymore, but my drop shipping is set to California because I was in California, but my laptop is already set to that, so even though I'm in Mexico, so I don't confuse my times with y'all's times. Then I talk in Eastern time, even though I'm not in Eastern time. I'm on Arizona time, which is 2 hours behind 2 hours behind Eastern, 1 hour behind Central time, but 1 hour before LA Pacific time. But UTC4 is the one you need. What indicator do you have? Please share. Okay. I made a YouTube video on this, but we'll do it because obviously I get new people in here every day. Fair value gaps, Nephew Sam. Sorry for the TikTok people. Fair value gaps, Nephew Sam. I do have a sessions daily break to show the days, but I think it only does it on lower time frames. Yeah, I have it set to midnight, but I don't even really look at it. But it's just midnight to midnight for the ICT days because regular trading days are like 6 p.m. to 6 p.m. They're not midnight to midnight like ICT says. But I don't use it all the time. I have a 15 EMA. I have SMT divergence by Lux Algo, which barely fucking works. Well, it works, but it's a lagging indicator. It's one of the only lagging indicators, like the EMA. Most ICT indicators are not lagging, but we have Fair Value Gap by Nephew Sam, ICT sessions, and then my Power of 3 indicator, which shows the candle being made in real time like this. So we'll know. That's why when y'all saw I marked the 10 a.m. open, like whatever that is, like the open of this candle, I'll mark it, which the indicator marks it for you, as you can see. I lied. The open of the candle... Oh, the 4 a.m. candle, yeah. The open of the 4 a.m. candle is here, but it marks it for you on the app, but I'll mark it myself, and then we'll see, because like right now we're bearish in this 4 a.m. candle, but in 40 minutes we could be bullish, and it'll be blue. So this is the line we teeter off of for our Power of 3. So I will mark it again, but it's a really good indicator. It actually has helped me be profitable. At first I thought it was too much, but I like using it on lower time frames, like the 1 hour, the 30 minute, the 15 minute, and it still shows me my 4 hour candle. It's still showing me this candle being printed. And then when you're on the daily, it automatically switches to the daily candle. Great indicator. But yeah, let's continue. And Keyflow Trades is the one who taught me this. So if y'all want to look at his YouTube, I always like to give people their kudos. He's the one who just trades the 10 a.m. candle. Same with this day. We caught a nice trade here. We tapped into this fair value gap. We waited for it to come out of the fair value gap and find an entry on the 5-minute chart. Same with this day. So this week, this was a buy trade. We were down here at 10 o'clock. We took it up. Boom. This day we were up here. That's why this one's blue. This one's white. We took it up here and then we sold. And then it kind of went down the rest of the day. Versus this week, we did take a sell today, but it did wind up making a bigger buy trade. And then this one, we closed white, even though this was our sell trade, it wound up going back up in the next 4 hours. So as long as you catch a bit of the move. And then Friday, lovely day, of course. And then on Thursday, another one. I think Thursday we started at the top though. We started at the top and then we took a sell out of this fair value gap on the 4 hour, boom, sell. And then if you got in at the end of this candle, because it's downward candle, you got a bounce out of this fair value gap to get in buys. You see how clear that is? It's so clear at 10 a.m. I don't know why I didn't trade that before. This one was a little different. This one's a little CRT, but we still got our down move. It traded very crazy. I remember this day. And then I got off because this was 2 p.m., the start of the 2 p.m. candle. I was waiting for a 10 a.m. reversal, a very indecisive candle. And then the 2 p.m. afternoon traders, they got the sell. I don't trade afternoon. I could have stayed on and it went my way. I was right in my bias. It just happened later than I wanted to be on the charts. Simple as that. Another one, continuation play. We're clearly going down. We were going down to these 4 hour lows. 10 a.m., got in, took it. I took it to the low. Boom. Took it there. Great day. Let's see another 10 a.m. candle. Very indecisive, but again, on the chart, you would have caught the top or the bottom, one of them, depending on the day. But we did... we're in the gap, so you couldn't really wait for it to come out. There's probably a 15-minute or 30-minute fair value gap up here that it probably bounced out of. Is this good for futures or options as well? This is futures. It is good for options because after 10 o'clock. It is, you can use it for both. And I'm doing the NASDAQ futures, which is the QQQ options stock. QQQ or ES, which is SPY stock. So you can use either one. in my opinion. I don't know if it works for like Tesla and Apple. A lot of people trade ICT and still trade like Tesla, Apple, and other stocks. I don't though, because I feel like a lot of things affect stocks that's not like trading. Even though the NASDAQ is a bunch of stocks together, but it's pushed by like government and regular regulation, I feel like, versus like Apple and Tesla can do stuff on their own. But apparently people do trade ICT with stocks. I don't. Another 10 a.m. candle. We did not really get a true liquidity sweep or anything, but I'm sure we got a nice reversal and we just took it down to this gap. So you could take it up and then sold at the top of the gap, took it to the middle if you wanted it. This one was a continuation day. We came down. I took this trade. I remember this one. We had an S&T. We swept the lows on NQ. On ES, we did not, and then we reversed. And we did tap into a gap. That's the thing about the 4 hour. Gaps that have been respected once, it doesn't matter. Yeah, we respected it once, but we tapped back into it again. So, boom. Once we came back down at 10 o'clock and swept those 9:30 traders out of here, 2 a.m. traders, I mean, they're still holding that. But the 9:30 traders, we liquidated them, and then we went and got the bigger move of the day. So, it's really nice. Can you please scroll left for the indicator so I can snap it? See if I can pull my laptop up for you if you need to. Can you snap it from there? Hopefully you got that. For the indicators, I'm moving my computer back now. Hello, how are you? But yes, for anyone new in here, I got funded today and I've only been trading for 9 months. Like literally started trading 9 months ago, knowing not jack shit. I've kind of been decent at stocks enough to understand them, but not day trading at all. I dove into ICT and fucking 9 months later, I'm out here. Discord coming soon after I get some payouts and stuff. Another 10 a.m. candle. You could have waited till we came out of this fair value gap and then took the trade up to the highs of the 4 hour candle before it. Or I'm sure there's a liquidity point in here somewhere. Yeah, it's just easy, simple. This day was just a run up. Not as great of a day, honestly. But it did make the gap. It didn't tap the gap. But yeah, that's all you gotta do is catch this 10 a.m. candle. Even this one, beautiful. Liquidity sweep. And then come out the gap, go higher. Actually, I think we probably liquidity swept this one and we got this move at 10 a.m. and then the afternoon got the push back up. I really think that's what we got. I think we got liquidity sweep up and then down. But it could have been down then up. Either way, 2 good trades. In the gap, out the gap, liquidity sweep to the gap. That's it. That's all I trade. I trade day trading. I don't swing. 10 a.m. I trade from 10 to 12 or 10 to 1 p.m. depending on the time, and that's it. I don't day trade. I don't swing trade. I intraday trade. I get on at 10, and like I said a bunch of times, 10 a.m. silver bullet, 9:50 to 10:10 macro, 10:50 to 11:10 macros, 10 a.m. 4 hour candle. All that lines up at that time frame. Why wouldn't you trade it? That's just me. Indicators again. People asking. ICT sessions. Fair value gap nephew Sam. Session breaks. EMA 15. Lux algo S&P divergence and power of 3, which is showing you the 4 hour candle being made in real time. We're too far away to see it. I do trade live. I trade futures live every day on TikTok and on YouTube. I do. Just like I'm backtesting now live, I do this every day live. Which indicators are best for you? Fair value gap, honestly, is the most important one. I'm not drawing all these fair value gaps. I'm just not. Also, you see these on the 4 hour. If I go down to the 15 minute, you're not going to see them. So I will do this on the 4 hour, then I'll draw them myself over it. And then when I go to the 5 minute and the 2 minute and the 1 minute, this gap will be here. That's why I do that. And then you can mark it like 4 hour fair value gap. So then when I go down to a lower time frame, even though it's not going to save our place because TradingView hates us. I hate when I split the screen like that, and I don't even know how I'm doing it. Boom, when you're on the lower time frame, the gap you drew is here, labeled and ready for you. So then when you're ready for your entry, you know, you can wait for us to come out of it. You can use the EMA, and then boom, you got an entry right there out of the gap. Take it to the opposing liquidity, stop loss wherever you want it. Boom. That is why I draw the gaps. And then my gap should be on here too. Oh, on lower time frames, it doesn't do it. It only does it on the current day. That's why I'm like, but you'll see them. It looks sometimes a little overwhelming on the lower time frames, but it is what it is, you know? It helps you not have to focus your eyes so much. And you can set this to where it goes away once it fills. I used to do that, but then I started trading inverse fair value gaps. So then it's like, well, I need them now. Because like candle close below this gap, boom, we're in sales. Candle close above this red gap, like we do here, we're in buy. So now I do trade inverted fair value gaps. So we can play like the back up from here. Actually, that lined up beautifully with that 10 a.m. candle. You see, it's like harmony actually. And I've been so profitable since I started just trading at 10 a.m. Because for me, I'm a beginner. I've only been trading for 9 months. So for me, I want to get on the chart, find something that happens every day easily. I can see it happens like the first 20, 30 minutes of the chart. I take it, I get out, I go on about my day. I'm not here to watch the chart from 8 to noon or 8 to 4 and maybe wait for a fair value gap at 9:30. Maybe wait for this at noon, maybe wait for it at 1 o'clock. I'm not mentally there yet. And a lot of us beginner traders are not. So why would you put yourself through that torture? For me, and that's why people overtrade and do all this shit. For me, I just get on at 10 o'clock, wait for it to bounce off a fair value gap or whatever, and then, we broke this, candle closed above this fair value gap. So this is probably a good day to get in buys as soon as this 10 a.m. candle started, honestly. You just could get in buys, right? First of all, the candle closes are supposed to be next to each other. I don't know why they're not. Like this candle closed here, but then this one opened way down here, but whatever. That's weird. So I don't know if you can feel it here. But either way, this would be a clear sign with this fair value gap marked on the 4 hour that easily you would just get in buys. You don't have to wait for a setup. You could go on the lower time frame and get a setup, but for me, I would have bought a buy as soon as I seen this candle push highly above this 4 hour value gap. Boom. In sales, taking it to maybe this liquidity point here, been off the chart for a day. You want to hold it to this one, boom. That is it. 15 EMA, why not 21? I've never used the 21. I could try it. Everyone, when I was trading, uses the 9 and the 50 and the 80 or something. I think the 15 is the best to me. The 9 hugs too close. The 15 gives it room so you can actually hold trades and not be scared. I haven't tried the 21, so maybe that one's better. But I said that too in another live. I said I think between 10 and 20 are probably the best ranges for EMAs. They're the most accurate in my opinion. I don't use them often. It's here and I barely pay attention to it, but there are days where maybe I'm scared to enter and then the EMA will confirm like you can enter a buy, enter a sell, or it can be like you might be scared to enter here and the EMA is telling you actually don't enter here. Wait a little bit and then boom, enter there. You know, like it helps. What else was I gonna say? Keeping it short, already 30 minutes. Yes. And then you're reactionary when you trade. You go and you wait. You wait for, yes, you might have got a liquidity sweep, but you need to wait for a full market structure shift or change in the state and delivery, because it could happen like today where it was just a lot of liquidities being taken before we got our push down, you know, and you want to wait. And then I even had it where there was a 15-minute fair value gap. Let's cut this sessions indicator off. I used to trade with this on the chart the whole time, but I don't. I said if we closed above here, I would get in buys when we were here this morning. When we were here this morning, I was like, we closed above, I'll get in buys, and we didn't. We pushed out of the gap and we got our big move down. and then we came up, and then it closed above now. So let's see what tomorrow brings, or what overnight brings. Power 3 indicator, like I said, it shows, you can have it show the 1 hour candle, you can have it show the 2 hour candle, but obviously I trade the 4 hour candle, so that's why I have it set to 4 hour. Do you watch the 4 hour to enter, but EMA lags on time frame? No. I watch the 4 hour to sit and wait for my reaction off something. Like say this gap here, you sit on the 4 hour and you wait for it to react off of this gap, which we kind of already did, right? We already have bounced into this gap and bounced out. Then I really try to go in the 15 minute or the 30, we're already in the 15 minute, and wait for like a gap to be inversed or something else for a double confirmation. This candle is making the gap, so it's not helping us. 30 minute gap, if you want to close out of it, just waiting for something like that. And then if not, if you don't see it, then you wait on the 5 minute for something. But this is clear signs that we want to keep going down probably, but it could. You need a change in the state of delivery above this blue candle before we go higher. And then you wait for that to actually get in the trade. But I sit on the higher time frames first. I'm glad you asked that question, because that's what I wanted to tell you. Sitting on the higher time frames has drastically decreased my fake outs. Because there are times where the 5 minute will run up just like it wants to keep going, just to reverse and inverse this fair value gap. This was a little messy too. This is the mess we had today. But sitting on the higher time frame, I lied, this is the afternoon. This was our messy this morning. This was chaotic as fuck. But I sit on the higher time frame because this might look crazy to you and make you want to buy, make you want to sell, whatever. But you sit on the higher time frame and then you wait. I even sat on the higher time frame for this push. I wanted the candle close below this 15 minute fair value gap for me to relax. I was arguing the trade up here, but I needed it to close below for me to relax. And once it pushed, we were good. I'm not looking for anything. I'm just talking about my strategy right now. I'm not trading. I'm just showing y'all how I got funded today and why the 10 a.m. strategy is the best. I'm about to make a YouTube video on it. Why is this gap blue is the question. But yeah, so we'll continue backtesting tomorrow. I think that was good enough. Y'all asked very good questions. Do you have any other questions for me before I get off the chart? But yeah, just the 4 hour time frame, 1 hour, 15 minute, you just slowly work your way down. And then when you do that, there will be days where the 15 minute is more clear. Or yesterday, when we took this sell, the hour, the 30 minute, and the 15 minute all had the same gap. And this 4 hour gap. But they were all lined up. So once we pushed out of the 15 minute one, or you could have waited for the 30 or hour for extra confirmation, we all got in sales. Great day, you know what I'm saying? So you just work your way down, but stay above the 5 and the 1 if you can, because I've gotten faked out so many times. Like, it's looking like it's going to go up just to sweep liquidity on like the 30 minute and then reverse on me. And I got back in and make my losses back, but it's just getting those fake outs out of the way is giving me like 800, 900 days. Obviously, I'm going back to my live account tomorrow, so I will not be trading with that much money. I'm gonna trade with 1 or 2 micros, so I'm probably making like $180 to $300 a day, depending on what I trade with, just to make sure my emotions are good on my own money account. But I do feel good. I feel like I'm trading the way I'm gonna be trading for a while. But yeah, so tomorrow we'll continue backtesting this. Can we live off futures trading? Yes, you definitely can. You can live off any trading. You can live off stock trading. You can live off futures trading. You can live off options trading. You can live off forex trading, depending on your risk. And you don't have to make $1 million to live off it. If you only need $40,000 a year, you can make 40. Like you can risk whatever you want and make whatever you want. You don't have to be a millionaire to do this. You can make. It's kind of like film and singing as well. Like a lot of people, when you're a singer or an actress, obviously I use a lot of Hollywood analogies because I worked in Hollywood, which is freelance, so it set me up to do entrepreneur shit. But I know a lot of singers who make money and they're not rich, they're not famous, but they fund their life doing what they love. You can do that with this, and obviously if you want to scale it to $1 million stuff, you can. How much can you make daily? It's unlimited. It's unlimitedly scalable. So depending on what you risk, you should only risk 1% of your account though. So With NQ futures, the minimum you can make in risk is 1 micro, which is $2 per tick, and NQ moves fast. So my move today was $950 on 5 contracts. That would have been like 180, 190 on 1 contract. So that's the smallest amount you can use, but you would have been risking about another 180 as well. So if you can't risk 180 a day, you should go to options probably, where you can trade with 5, 10, 1, 2, $3 a day. But then you can definitely go up and you can make $10,000 a day, $5,000 a day. It depends on what you're, because with trading, it's not like a job or like drop shipping where you're selling stuff. So it's like you are putting up what you want to risk, and then you'll either make 2, 3, 4 times that depending on your risk reward. So if you want to make $5K a day with 2 to 3 reward, you probably need to risk like, $1,000, $1,500. If you want to make $200 a day and you want a 1-to-1 award, then you need to put up $200. You see what I'm saying? So you have to have the money to put up to make the money at the same time. Last question, is 15 EMA or 15 SMA better? I actually don't know. I use the indicator that just says moving average, and then when it comes on, it's EMA. I probably should try the SMA, but I don't use it enough to really know. When I was trading options and I first started learning about EMAs, one was better, but I cannot remember. I think the EMA is the better one though, the exponential. But I can't remember. I feel like they're so similar you wouldn't even notice the difference. So don't get caught up on intricate things like that don't really matter. But yeah, you can earn as much as you want. I know people who make 10K days, 3K days, 30K days, and then 1K days. Like I'm about to go back down. I made $900 a day in the funded account, but today I'm going back down tomorrow I'm going back down to my live account, which I started with $2,000. Now it's at $900, which is oof. So I'm gonna get it out of that though. Do I do live trading in a Discord? Do I or do you? If you want, I don't really suggest Discords, even though I'm about to start mine. But most Discords do signals. That's why live trading is the way you're gonna get it. Because when I live trade, you're getting my analysis. You're getting like, oh, this. No, my Discord is coming soon though. I'm making it right now. So maybe I don't know. I'm going to a wedding in October, and I don't know if I'm gonna do it after the wedding or before the wedding. Even though the wedding's on the weekend, but I have to leave on a Thursday, and I don't want to like mess up the trading day, the trading week. So I'll see. Is learning the charts hard to you? No, it's very easy for me. The hard part is not a Carly Kloss commercial on YouTube. It's actually not that hard for me. The hardest part is emotions and being ready to trade and being not scared to take a trade. So in the beginning, I obviously learned ICT. Like, don't get on the chart until you have a strategy. You need to be watching YouTube. I reiterate this all the time. You need to be on YouTube. You need to be watching and learning a strategy. You can't get on the charts and you don't know what the fuck you're seeing. That's what fucks people up and takes them longer to learn how to trade. You need to get on YouTube. You need to watch ICT, supply and demand, whatever, and you need to see like, oh, this is a fair value gap. You need to see, oh, this is a bounce off of EMA. You need to understand that before you get on the chart. Then once you do, you pick the strategy you want to trade. If you only want to trade EMA bounces, if you only want to trade fair value gaps, whatever that is, and then you sit on the chart, you don't take a trade, but you mark it up, and then you do your risk to reward, and you do whatever, and then you journal like, oh shit, I got stopped out, or oh shit, it went my way, and then you'll say like, then you'll realize, oh, my strategy is profitable, and then you just start getting used to every time you see your strategy, buy or sell, don't matter if you win or lose, just get in there, and that's gonna help you get over losing money and winning money quickly. You're gonna have to get over that. If you can't, you should not be trading, and I know it's hard, which is funny though, because every one of us would do business or dropship or start a clothing brand or start something where we sell something before we trade, and you lose the same amount of money. It just looks different because it's not in minutes or whatever. I've lost so much money dropshipping in the same 9 months of trading. In trading, I've only spent like I spent like $3,700 on funded accounts. If I wasn't even doing funded accounts, I wouldn't have spent that much. Versus dropshipping in 9 months, I think I spent like 20 grand. Testing products. So it's like, it feels better and it feels easier because you're not seeing the money go away. You're like just spending to get information when you're doing business, but you're still losing the same amount of money, if not more. Do you have YouTube for that? I have YouTube. Yes, I have a YouTube channel, Wealth Building Rockstar. I live trade here on TikTok and YouTube. So I live trade on here too, just like this. So you can watch it on YouTube, or you can watch it on TikTok. See, we're live on YouTube as well. So whatever, I mean, obviously on YouTube it looks better because you're getting like the full screen, but it isn't a lag, I think. I don't know what it looks, it feels like it's lagging for me on YouTube, so maybe it's a setting I can fix. I don't know, but I feel like I'm watching it and it is lagging versus TikTok, y'all are getting it in real time. But the Discord will come soon. Indicators do I use? This is the question of the night. I use Fair Value Gaps by Nephew Sam. I use ICT sessions. I use the 15 EMA, and I use the Power of 3 Lux Algo. I mean, not Lux Algo. It's not Lux Algo. It's you can't miss it. You just type in Power of 3 or PO3, and it's like one or two indicators. It's the same guy. One's paid, one's free. And then S&P Divergence. Got it. We'll follow. I'm trading futures, yes. But I trade on YouTube. I trade on here. I'm gonna see if I can get the YouTube lag away. But people said they saw it. I don't know if they live traded it, but I have a friend who watches on YouTube, and he said it's fine. And then I will live trade tomorrow on my live account. So like I said, I don't know if I'll show my P&L. And then what else? I'm gonna make a YouTube about the strategy actually. And yeah, Discord coming soon. A live trade here and on YouTube every day for probably at least the next week or two or a month. Then obviously once the Discord comes, there will be no more live trading. You will have to come join the Discord to live trade. But yeah, you can get funded in 9 months. I didn't journal, y'all, for 4 days. I don't know what I was doing. I did backlog all my journals today from Twitter because I didn't even do it. But yeah, so that's it. Do you think Tesla will drop? I don't do options and I don't do stocks, so I don't know. I don't know if Tesla's gonna drop. I don't trade Tesla. I only trade NASDAQ and ES. And I don't like guessing what it's gonna do. I'm a reactive trader. I get on the chart at a certain time and the market will tell me where it wants to go at that certain time. I don't care what it does after or before I get on the chart. And that's why you won't lose. Y'all keep coming in here. That's also, I feel like, the problem with the trading community and why it takes so long to learn. Everyone wants a daily bias, wants to guess where it's going to go. You don't need to. The market will tell you where it wants to go. And it will give you a displacement candle. It will give you a sell-off. It will give you an EMA. It will give you something, and then you just enter off of that. If you're a swing trader, then yes, you have to guess a little more. That's a you thing. I don't give a fuck what Tesla's doing next week. I care what Tesla's doing at 10 a.m. when I get on the chart. But it could, if you're holding it for stocks, I'm not in any stocks right now at the moment, but when I start buying stocks, I guess I'll do more analysis on that. But yeah, I will see y'all. Well, we still did 40 minutes, even though this is supposed to be short. I'll see y'all tomorrow. We'll back test the strategy, and y'all can see how it looks in real time with the replay if you're new to this live. Most of y'all have been here every night, so y'all know the drill. But I just want to talk about my strategy and why it's so good in being a reactionary trader instead of trying to guess where it's going to go the night before. It doesn't work. Especially with options, I guess you can do that. Asking about Tesla and shit because the stock market is closed versus futures people, it's open, and Forex people, it's open all night. We don't have that luxury of saying where it's going to go because you can say, oh, we're going up, and then you get on your chart tomorrow and we're going down because it ran up overnight. And now you're like, oh, fuck, I wasn't looking for sales. Now I'm freaking out. Like, no, don't do that to yourself. I used to do that. I used to do recaps for like content purposes and be excited for the next morning, and everything I wanted to happen happened at London session. London was like, you thought, and then do a whole new analysis again. So yeah, do you have a YouTube link? Yes, my YouTube is the same, Wealth Building Rockstar, and the link is in my bio. Yes. I'm about to record a video about my strategy now. I might even do it tomorrow. We'll see. It's late. It's not that late here. But yeah, I do have a YouTube link. It's in my bio. Same with my Instagram. And then my Calendly link if you want to book a one-on-one. And then my Discord link will come out when I make a little more money and get a little more payouts because I don't want to be scammy. Even though it's not scammy. If you've been trading live with me these last 3 weeks, I think we're up. We did 1,500 the first week, 1,500 the second week, and then I did 600 yesterday and 900 today. So we're up like $4,700 if you've been trading with me these last 3 weeks. So it's not bad. Like, you're still making money. Obviously, the first week I was paper trading, so it doesn't even count. But, so it's like, it's still, you're still learning, but I'm not going to charge you for, bullshit. But I do feel like when people do charge for their time, I don't blame them. That's all I'll say. Any YouTube recommendations? Yes, I learned ICT. ICT is always who I'm going to recommend first. Then T Trades. He's great, teaches ICT concepts. Obviously, if you don't like ICT, you have to just go and you have to just YouTube, how to trade, different trading strategies. My top 3 would be ICT, supply and demand, trend lines, EMA breaks. Actually, ICT, EMA breaks, trend lines, supply and demand, zones. A lot of people trade zones though. So go on YouTube. Again, I like ICT. He is kind of hard, but he does that to weed out people who aren't ready to learn how to trade for real, because a lot of people will not. And I don't blame you. I'm not one of those shitty, mean people who are like, oh, y'all are weak. You don't want to learn how to trade. Like, no. This could look crazy to you, and that's fine. Dropshipping might be better for you. Getting a job might be better for you. Working in film might be better for you. Whatever is better for you. Like, do not feel bad if you don't understand this. I'm not here to shame you. I'm here to let you know, though, it's possible if you want to do it. Same with film. I don't talk about film anymore, but I used to work in film. It's possible if you want to do it. It's a great job. It's a great job. Dropshipping is possible if you want to do it as well. They're all possible. I actually am teaching Discord. I'm teaching dropshipping, Turo, and investing in my Discord, because that's how I made my money. That's why I live in Mexico now, off investments I've made from my job. I quit my job last year, and I just started trading 9 months ago without even being profitable. Just hopped in that bitch. So I teach other stuff as well in the Discord when it comes out. What film did you do? I actually mostly did TVs and commercials, but I worked on Presumed Innocent with Jake Gyllenhaal, was one of my last jobs. I worked on Goliath Season 3. I worked on House Party, was one of the films I did. I did Mixed-ish Season 2. I worked on, what was that? The Winning Time, FX. I worked on, what's that Kevin Hart show he did on Netflix that was really good with Wesley Snipes? I worked on that. I did costumes. I'm a costumer too. I worked on a lot of game shows. I Can See Your Voice the last season. I worked on The Voice a few times. I worked on Saved by the Bell, the reboot, a lot of times. I do a lot of black shows, like Dear White People. I did Black Ladies Guest Show. I didn't get to do Insecure, even though I work with that stylist a lot on commercials. I've done a lot of big commercials though, but no one gives a fuck about commercials except for the people who pay for us to work on them. I ended up taking profit. Yeah, we definitely got SMT, and then we reversed up. So trading is better than work, right? In my opinion, yes. I love film, but film also is not for everyone because you work 12, 14, 16-hour days. So if you can't handle that, it's not for everyone. Like, my friends are all like, oh, you work in film, you work with Lady Gaga and Kanye West and all these people, and then they see the hours I work and they're like, I can never do that. But with film, at least, like, I can wear what I want, I can get tattoos, there's no like dress code, you really can do what you want. What's your strategy on NAS? Not y'all just coming in here. It's fine though. The 10 a.m. candle, 4-hour candle, trading it right at the start of 10 a.m. So if it's up here at 10 a.m., I take it down. If it's down here at 10 a.m., I take it up. Like yesterday, it was up here. We took it down to this gap. It reversed. Today, it was up here as well. We took it down, but then it wound up coming back up the rest of the day. That's all I trade. 10 a.m., and usually it bounces off a fair value gap, bounces off an EMA or something, and you play that reaction. What time zone? Eastern New York time. And have it every day. Bounce off of this gap, boom. This day we were up, we came down. This day we started down, we came up to that gap. Do you have to change time on ICT sessions indicator or as is? I think it's as is. I'm pretty sure it's as is. Because it says it's ICT. So if you got a regular sessions indicator, you would have to change it, but no. You just have to turn off. I turned off my weekly the RTH opening gap, which is like the close of the day before. I don't know what it's an RTH gap that people like, and I fucking hate it. Tanya trades it, so hers is not on because she knows how to see it because she's a goat. But there is like a, I don't know what the RTH gap is. I feel like you can Google that. RTH gap ICT. Yeah, the opening. Yeah, I thought it was the opening range gap, but I don't know why it's saying RTT. So yeah, it's the opening range gap. If you want it, it comes on the indicator, and I cut it off. What's the time? What's the name of the 4-hour candle indicator? There isn't one. There's not one. There's no 4-hour. There's just. Oh, sorry. Yes. Sorry. The power of 3. The power of 3. You just go here. Higher time frame, power of 3. One is paid and one is not, and obviously we all have the free one. Higher time frame, power of 3. It's so goated. So then, like you can sit on the 5-minute or the 1-minute, and then your 4-hour candle is playing for you to the side. Do you have extended trading hour on or off in settings? Do I? Not this chat better than the backtesting chat. Should I stop backtesting and just going over shit like this? People don't want to talk when we backtest, which is fair. I understand, but I feel like y'all are talking, asking better questions here. Sorry, what did you ask? Session highs and lows. 50% line. I used to have the 50% line, but I don't have anymore. Do you extend trading hour? No, I don't have. No, extend trading. No, I don't have that. Also, you can have the midnight open. Okay, so there's another ICT indicator called ICT everything, and it shows your midnight open and your 8:30 open. And I used to have that on there as well until I realized this does it. I have this indicator set that is not on the higher time frame, because on the higher time frame, one candle is like a range, so you don't need it. But say you go in the 15-minute, it shows you where the midnight daily opened at, and it shows you where the 8:30 opened at if you trade that. I used to trade that, but I don't anymore, because I don't care anymore. But if you need that, if you trade those levels, and you can look at why you want to, but they don't play out as well as people say they do, in my opinion. Because technically, if you open at midnight and 8:30, well, I mean, it actually did play out. You would want it to come down below both those times if you want buys, and you went above those times if you want sells. So actually, I mean, I guess it kind of worked out. It just sucks when they're far apart like it was today. But there's the broker I use is Ninja Trader, and my prop firm is Top Step. Trading view settings, there aren't any. They're just the dark. That's it. These are all indicators. There's no special settings on here. These are all just indicators. I just changed my colors. So this is a thing I learned. Human nature, we're used to green is good, red is bad. So I just changed my candles from red and green, so the red is not freaking me out and the green's not freaking me out. Obviously the gaps are just going to be red and green. I don't mind that. But you can change your candles if you want. That's up to you. But there's no trading view settings. What is Top Steps? Top Step is a prop firm that allows you to get funded. So now I'm funded, and then I can trade with them, and then I can get payouts of what I make on their paper trading account, basically. Oh, no, not my Top Step login. Hold on. So the 4-hour candle is bearish under the EMA sell. What is the EMA setting? No, that's not what you trade. The EMA setting is 15. What you're looking at on the 4-hour candle is if it's bouncing off a 4-hour for value gap, or if it's going to a liquidity point. So today we had came out of this gap. There's no more fair gaps, right? So I went on the 1 hour, which is the next popular one. We had a gap here. So then I sat on the 1 hour, and then I waited for us to push out of this gap, and then I got in sells. This is my trade, the sell trade here. And then for the people who got the buys after, you know, you just work your way down. You work your way down. We had a 30-minute and 15-minute for value gap that lined up that we reversed from to go back higher. It lined up better on the 15-minute. Yeah, the 15-minute gap here was the gap to sell from. So that's how I trade. Just off of, I trade fair value gaps and liquidity. So either a swing low or a fair value gap. And that's it. It happens every day. Yesterday, same thing. You see this big ass gap here? I waited till we came out of it and I caught sells again. And then if you want to buy, you want to buy the next fair value gap. And then the day before, though, on a continuation day, you want it to, how did I explain this earlier? We got a power of 3. We got accumulation, manipulation, distribution. So this at 10 a.m., we were just clearly going down. We were in sells. We got displacement. We were going down. And what it looks like on the 4-hour was this. Was that? No, that's not it. It keeps going. It was this. It was just this day. Clear day to continue. Continue lower to this point. That was my target here. And I sold. And then some people held longer, obviously. That's it. You trade in the 15-minute? For the most part, yes. I really execute on the 5. I know people say that all the time, that supply and demand fair value gaps look the same. They don't. They're just the same color. They don't. Because a supply zone and demand zone is off of a move. A gap is just a gap in 3 candles. They're so uncorrelated. Because someone said in my live today, they're like, oh, your supply zone's off. It's not. It's a gap. It's a gap. A supply zone would be like up here. Like we got to move off of this area. This is a supply zone. Then the demand zone is the move off of this area. You see what I'm saying? They're very different things. I trade fair value gaps. I think they work better in supply and demand, in my opinion. But I keep them red and black, red and green, because we know for a red gap, when we tap into it, we want to continue lower. So that means if we close above it, we're going higher. And same for a green gap. You want it to bounce off it and go higher. As soon as we close below it, which also confirmed our 10 a.m. trade that day, we're going lower. That's what I use the gaps for as well. So that's something that you have to learn with ICT. But yeah, there's not supply and demand. I do trade on the 15-minute though. And I've noticed that this girl, this is a good thing about being a content creator, people drop you some sauce. This girl commented on one of my videos because asking about the 30-second and the 15-second time frame. And she said she trades the 15-minute. And you really can. I usually will, unless it's a day like this where we're obviously bouncing off an hour gap. Sorry, I'm bouncing around, y'all. Once we bounce off this hour gap, I could have looked for an entry on the 5-minute. Excuse me, which I did. But I didn't relax until we inversed the fair value gaps on the 15-minute. Like, I got in up here. We did not get a candle close above this gap. And then we pulled back fucking twice. And then once we finally pushed below the gaps, I was relaxing into this gap. So, but you could have waited for an entry on the gap. But you see why sometimes the 15-minute, it sucks because you wouldn't have gotten any entries. So then you just go to the 5-minute. So you really just work your way down. There are days like that day at 10 o'clock on Friday, I entered off the 15-minute chart. What day was that? This day. As soon as the 15-minute, we got a 15-minute candle close at 10, I entered immediately. It was here. It was here. I lied. It was the bottom of this candle. This was our 10 a.m. open right here, if y'all can see that. So technically this day, if I would have waited for a 5-minute entry, I would have got a better entry. My entry was down here, and I could have had an entry once we tapped the fair value gap. So I left like 50, 60 ticks to the game. But, you know, there is no what ifs, what I could have in trading. You either did or you didn't. But for me, sometimes it doesn't pull back. It will just run, you know. Like if some people was waiting for it to tap back into this gap, it never tapped y'all in. Now I tapped you in this one if you wanted it. But sometimes so now I just get in right when I have my confirmation. I don't wait for the pullback. But that's how I started trading ICT. I used to wait for every fair value gap. I used to wait for a pullback on the fair value gap, which you can do in the 1 minute. Just on the 5-minute, it doesn't happen all the time. Today it happened. So the entries today, if you got in, I called them all if y'all wanted them, because they were way better than my entry today. But again, I didn't, just in case it didn't come back and tap us in, I wanted my monies. Like today I got in candle close here, but we had an order block here, and you could have had your limit order set when we pulled back up into it, or you could have waited for us to pull back into the fair value gap. Because some people were in profit here, and I was still negative. Or some people could have got in here and took it just to here first. But like I said, I was confident in my trade. We finally got our move down, and we all ate today. Where do you place your stop loss and TP? Great question. ICT. That's where ICT really comes in. I set my stop loss at the high or low before the reversal, and then take profit just at any swing low. So liquidity is just swing highs and swing lows if you're an ICT trader. So obviously I got in here. My stop loss was above this high, not this one. I had this one, or I really had the top of the candle. And then, but you have to at the top of the reversal, because this candle we came and swept for internal liquidity sweep to go back lower. So if your stop loss was here, you got stopped out. So this is kind of shitty price action. A lot of people lost today. And then your take profit, whichever one you want. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I took mine at this one, maybe. I think I took mine at this one. But just any one you want. Whatever gives you a good 1 to 2, 1 to 3. Whatever risk to reward you want. No, my dad calling me. So yeah, whatever one you want. Some people, I wanted to go here, it didn't. This was S&T divergence, which is another topic for another day that I feel like you don't really need. But ES swept these lows basically. NQ did not, which is signs of a reversal. S&T is very helpful, but it's hard to catch in real time. Versus ES, we shitted on those lows. We went way down below them. This low here on ES is this low on NQ. So NQ made a higher high. ES made a lower low. So that's signs of a reversal. I don't really trade that often because it's hard. You won't know it until after it starts reversing anyway. That's why I'm like, it's no point. You'll know. You sold your trade once this shit start reversing on your ass. Like, you didn't need S&T to tell you that. I hope. Which entry rules do you use? I wait for a market structure shift or now change in the state delivery. So change in the state delivery is basically an order block. So, this price action is so nasty. But basically, a market structure shift is a swing low broken with a candle close. Simple, simple, simple. A wick. But the change in state delivery is the order block, so it's the body. So it's just a little bit higher usually. So candle closed below that, and it wound up closing below both. So I got in right when this candle closed, this big ass candle here, and I got in down here somewhere. And I used to wait for the pullback to the fair value gap, or if you can wait for the pullback in the order block, which is, here, some people, I used to do the 50% of the order block of 50%, but I rather get in the trade than get a good entry. So it's up to you. But I called all three today. I said if you wanted it below there, and we got inverse fair value gap, we got all three that lined up nicely today. So yeah, just confirmed market structure shift, and then on a continuation play, I just need to know the target is obvious. That's all. Continuation plays, it's just one of those things where like you'll know when you know. Like you'll know when to just get in. Where do you call trades? Here, YouTube and TikTok. I go live on YouTube and TikTok. Probably for like 3 more weeks, and then I'm getting a paid Discord. But it's only $29.99. It's not expensive. That to start. But anyone who gets in it first, you're gonna get the cheap rate forever. You're not gonna get when it goes up, you're not gonna get the expensive rate. So yeah, so Discord coming soon, but yeah, I trade here. But yes, we've already done an hour, so this is supposed to be short. But yeah, maybe I'll come back tomorrow. We'll just do this. Y'all can ask me questions. I feel like y'all are more engaging when we don't just back test. And look at that, 25 people in the live. This is the most I've ever had on a live because I'm not just back testing. I'm showing y'all my chart, and y'all can ask me questions off my chart. Lesson learned. What will you provide on Discord? Live trading. I don't do signals because it's stupid. I live trade, so you see my analysis. I have, of course, I have drop shipping in there, drop shipping gems. I did 50K months of drop shipping. I just didn't like it and didn't like the profit margin, so I stopped. I have Turo in there. I have long-term investment prospectus, long-term stocks to hold in your portfolio, some real estate gems, just things like that. It's not just trading, but it's going to be trading, and then, me live trading. And then I might do one-on-one, like private chats like we're doing now, like live teaching chats. But I feel like I'd probably still do those. on YouTube and TikTok, but we'll see. But yeah, thank y'all for joining the live. I'll definitely do this tomorrow. I'll pick this back up tomorrow. So if you have any questions, we'll just keep going over my strategy and all these things. You are different. Thank you. I feel like people just do one thing in the Discord, and I feel like I also have been investing in doing business stuff for a long time. So a lot of my personal friends want to learn dropshipping because they just don't like trading. So I want them to be able to learn dropshipping in there, and or I might actually start dropshipping again with trading money. I don't know yet because it's like I don't like it, but there are perks about it. I think the perks of trading are better, but I don't. There are perks of dropshipping of like, you know, the making money in your sleep and just extra money, you know. With TikTok Shop, it's kind of easier. But is Ninja Trader good for beginners? Honestly, yeah, I think starting with the hardest brokers is the best because you don't have to transition over to it. But if you want to start, you can start with Trade or TradingView. I'm just in Mexico. My Wi-Fi is sometimes very shitty, and my TradingView will glitch. This will glitch. But you can enter trades right on here. And I tell people this too as well. If you want to start trading, don't use your own money. Get a TradeVay account. Boom, paper trading. They already give you 100K, and then you get in here, and then you do your little order. Create an order right now. I can get in the trade right now. Market, sell, 1, TP, stop loss, sell. It did do it, but you could do it, and it'll usually get you in a trade. And then, but mine be glitching for some reason. But yeah, it should have set me in a trade. I don't know why it didn't. Did it? No, I didn't do it either. I don't know why it's not doing it, but it will work for you. I've traded on TradingView for a long time. But for some reason now it's not working for me. Maybe because I'm in Mexico. Maybe that's why. I have my VPN on. I turned it off actually. TradingView, you can set brackets, but you can't copy trade or group trade with brackets on TradingView. And then with TradeVate, you can group trade, but you can't set brackets on group trading. Like, don't piss me off. Like, don't fucking piss me off. Like, they let you do 2 things. Also, a lot of us come from options trading. If you come from options trading, the mobile apps for futures and forex suck ass. They're basically useless. You have to trade on your computer too, which is the shitty part about it. Now, once you're in a trade, you can close your trades on your phone pretty nicely. But as far as like getting in a trade on your phone, on futures apps, TradeVate, Ninja Trader, MT5, all that shit, it's literally criminal. Versus when I used to trade options, I would trade options on my phone, but look on the chart here for TradingView. And it was so easy. It was so easy. But at least Ninja Trader, it is easy on your computer. The app is still fucking non-existent for the phone app, and it sucks because I've seen forums with a lot of like truck drivers who want to learn how to trade, but they have to trade on their phone because they drive trucks and they're trying to trade futures and shit, and it just does not correlate for them, and I do feel very bad. So, yes, but the futures have prop firms, so it's like if you want a prop firm and not trade your own money and maybe have extra money for payouts, then prop firms is the way to go. Or I think if you're trading with a small account, I always say start with options because you can trade with $1, $2, $5. There's $5 options, there's $2 options, there's $10 options. It's so much better for small accounts with options. But you can't trade like right now. Some people are trading an Asian session. Options you cannot. You can only trade 9:30 to 4. But futures and forex people, you know, you can trade Asian, you can trade London, you can trade at midnight, you can trade like 24/7. And if you trade crypto, you can trade on the weekends. I think the stock is going to drop. Well, let's see. I'm funded with Delta FX 25K and Nova 200K. Oh, you're killing it then. This prop firms pay on time? I don't know. I just got funded. I've been a live account trader for my whole career. I just started trading prop firms, and it hasn't been fun because the rules are so strict compared to options. So it was an adjustment, and now I just got funded. So I'll let y'all know. We'll see. But I'm copy trading my live account anyway, so if it doesn't, say I make 2K on my futures account and they don't pay me, that means I made 2K on my live account. So I still make 2K. That's how I'm kind of treating it, just to not care, you know? Waiting for a payout. Good for you. All right. We definitely went over. I mean, it's not over. I said it's just going to be quick, but we'll do this tomorrow. Same thing. You can ask me questions. We'll go over charts. We'll go over trading. We'll go over other things. I won't really backtest. I feel like y'all got the hang of backtesting. Or maybe I'll do this for 30 minutes and backtest at the end. But thank y'all for joining my live. Is it easy to trade Forex? I hate Forex, honestly. It's easy once you learn the skill. Learning the skill is the hard part. So you gotta learn the skill. But if you learn the skill, you can trade forex, futures, options. You can trade whatever. The trading strategy works on all markets. You just have to learn the skill. I don't like trading forex personally. The charts aren't as clear to me, and the spreads are shitty, and the brokers are manipulative. Every broker is different. Every chart for every broker is different. It just doesn't make sense. Versus futures, no matter what broker we're with, we're all looking at the same chart. With options or stocks, no matter what broker we're with, we're all looking at the same chart. I don't know why forex cannot get on that fucking page, but also forex is like international, and then if you're not an American citizen, you can only trade forex, but versus we can trade stocks. But now they're trying to ban forex for Americans, so you have to get an offshore broker. It's just too much. It's too much. Futures, I think we can all trade the same thing. I'm pretty sure. I don't know, but it does suck. I do like futures for the part, like I love seeing people in the Middle East or India or Africa like learning how to trade. I love that. I do love the fact that they can't buy American stocks is actually fucking crazy to me. But is there any future which is selective and liquid in the evening? Yeah, I think the indices are. My problem is I work in the daytime. I need something to trade in the evening. I get. Yeah, a lot of people have been saying, like, even this is Asian session right now. Asian session is fucking dumping. So, I mean, obviously it's not going to be as big as the move in New York. I'm sorry, you're not going to get it. But you'll still get nice, clean price action. And even some days, there was a day where London Asian did go kind of far. If you need that, though, then you might need to trade like USD JPY or something. Something that has like an Asian movement in the nighttime. Which sucks. But I know a lot of people who trade futures at night. A lot of people do. Gold, you can probably trade gold. A lot of people trade gold at night, I think. Gold, and then there's another future that I don't know, like GU, UZ, something like that. But yeah, just do your research and look. But I think you can. Obviously, the moves aren't bigger, but you can get clean price action and maybe risk a little more. But yeah, tomorrow, 8 o'clock for the newbies. I know there's a lot of newbies in here. A lot of people have gotten off already. 8 o'clock every night I go live like this, 8 o'clock Eastern, and then I trade 9:55 Eastern in the morning.